Good day, viewers. My name is Okweoluwaha. I'm a bio instructor. I'm back today to continue the topic we started in the last class, which is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Like I told you, this is one of the two types of nutrition. I said there are two broad categories of nutrition. And before that, I defined nutrition as the process by which living things obtain food for their life activities. And we said there are two types of nutrition: autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic occurs in plants whereby they manufacture their food by themselves, while heterotrophic occurs in animals. And we discussed the first two, mentioned holozoic nutrition and parasitic nutrition. I said holozoic occurs when animals take in food, digest, absorb, assimilate, and excrete it. And now we talked about parasitic nutrition, where animals called parasites feed on organisms called hosts, causing diseases in the process. Today, we'll be looking at symbiotic nutrition, saprophytic nutrition, and carnivorous plants. What is symbiotic nutrition? Symbiotic, no matter way. Symbiotic nutrition. Symbiotic nutrition. Let me write it for you. Symbiotic nutrition is the type of nutrition that occurs between two organisms where they both benefit and one of the organisms receive nutrients in the process. The association between them is called mutualism. The association between this organism is called mutualism. Yes. So symbiotic nutrition involves two organisms where they both benefit from themselves. Yes. And in that case, we call it a plus-plus association. They both benefit. Example of organisms that occur with symbiosis is light chain. Light chain. Light chain is a symbiotic relationship between fungi, a fungus, and an algae. You see, a fungus and algae. What happens? The algae provides food by photosynthesis for the fungus, while the fungus provides water, mineral salts, and shelter for the algae. So they both benefit. Number two is rhizobium. Rhizobium in the root nodules. Rhizobium in the root nodules of leguminous plants. Rhizobium in the root nodules of leguminous plants. Rhizobium is a bacteria, it's a nitrogen fixing bacteria. It's found in the root nodules of leguminous plants. If I draw a sketch of the roots for you, this is roots. Roots. You see now, this is the root. So it is this, this. These are the root nodules. We call this one nodules. So the bacteria inhabit these nodules and they help the legumes. The legumes can't get nitrogen from the soil naturally. It's the function of the bacteria to help them fix nitrogen symbiotically. Yes, there are two types of nitrogen fixation. We have the symbiotic fixation and the non-symbiotic fixation. For the non-symbiotic fixation, we have the free-living bacteria like Clostridium and Azotobacter. But that's not under symbiotic. Just in digression. We have Azotobacter and Clostridium. They are involved in non-symbiotic fixation of nitrogen in the soil. They are free-living bacteria. So rhizobium gets shelter and carbohydrates from the roots of the leguminous plant, while legumes get nitrogen from the rhizobium. The next one now is mycorrhiza. 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 Mycorrhiza is the association between fungi and plant roots. The root of certain higher plants. Fungi and the root of certain higher plants. The fungi provides nutrients, water, and minerals for the roots. Why the fungi get shelter from why the roots provide shelter for the fungi? Why fungi provides food for the roots? So fungi and plant roots, that's called mycorrhiza. The next one is called sea anemone. Sea anemone and hermit crab. Sea anemone and hermit crab. Yes. Sea anemone. Sea anemone is silentary. It has stinging cells. They also chase away the predators of the hermit crab. That stinging cells, they have to chase away the predators of the hermit crab. Yes. So what happens is this: the hermit crab, the hermit crab has to the sea anemone gets transportation from the hermit crab. As the hermit crab moves, the sea anemone the hermit crab transport the sea anemone. You can also get the food scraps from the sea anemone. So I mean, sea anemone gets the food scraps from the hermit crab, and transportation. Hermit crab gets protection from the sea anemone by the stinging cells that the sea anemone has to stun its prey. So number 5, you have bacteria in the cecum of herbivores. Bacteria in the cecum of herbivores. The cecum of herbivores is their digestive tract. The cecum of herbivores is part of their digestive tract. Bacteria helps to digest the food they feed on in their gut for the herbivores. The herbivores can't digest grass because the grass contains cellulose. So the bacteria contains some enzymes that help them to digest this cellulose. Why the bacteria don't get shelter from the cecum of these herbivores. So moving on now. The last one under this association is number 7. We have termites. We have protozoa. In the gut of termites. Yes. Termites mainly feed on wood and can't digest this wood, but protozoa contains the digesting enzymes called cellulase. Termites can't digest cellulose. The component of their food is cellulose. Termites can't digest cellulose, so protozoa in their gut helps them to digest it, while protozoa in turn gets shelter from the termites. So these are all examples of symbiotic nutrition. You have lichen, rhizome, the root nodules of leguminous plants, mycorrhiza, sea anemone, hermit crab, bacteria in the cecum of herbivores, termites in the protozoa of gut. The next one now is saprophytic nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition. So the organisms that take part in saprophytic nutrition are called saprophytes. Saprophytes, you see, saprophytes here are organisms that feed on dead and decaying matter. Dead and decaying matter. You can also call it organic matter in some cases. So when they contain enzymes that break down this dead or decaying matter, examples of organisms that take part in form of saprophytes, you have the number 1, you have the rhizopus. Most fungus or fungi are saprophytes. Fungi and bacteria, they are saprophytes. saprophytes. So example of fungi are the rhizopus nigricans, the bread mold. When you see a food that is decaying, that is decaying, you leave it for a long time and it decays, that's fungi growing on it. Then we have mucomucedo. These are scientific names, so you have to underline them. Mucomucedo. Examples. We can have Penicillium notatum. Penicillium notatum. Yes. So, in the course of decaying these organisms, they help to improve soil fertility because they're calling on to improve soil fertility. So we call them decomposers. They are also called decomposers because they break down substances and help to recycle nutrients. They are called decomposers. They break down organic matter and they help to improve soil fertility. They are called decomposers. Now, the digestion of saprophytes occurs extracellularly. But this is what happens. The saprophytes release, and the organism where they break down the food is called substrate. So they release enzymes onto that substrate. Assuming this is the bread, for example, this is the substrate, the rhizopus goes on it. It digests the food outside there before it absorbs it into its body. So digestion occurs outside the body extracellularly. That's saprophytic nutrition. And the last one now is the carnivorous plants. You wonder why I call it plants. Plants can manufacture their food. So why do carnivorous plants fall under the heterotrophic category? These plants can make their food, but plants make their food from carbon dioxide and water in presence of sunlight. Why do they need some macronutrients and micronutrients from the soil for their healthy growth also? And nitrogen is very important. Is one major important source of for their growth. But these plants live in the areas with little nitrogenous salts. They live in areas with little nitrogenous salts. So what happens is this. These carnivorous plants are also called insectivorous plants. They are called insectivorous plants because they feed on insects. Insects and other small animals, but mainly insects. So these insects, when they feed on these insects provides alternative source of nitrogen for them. So that's why they're called carnivorous plants. The insects that serve as alternative source of nitrogen for them. And examples of such organisms are sundew, pitcher plant. They have special devices for trapping insects. We have Venus flytrap. We have bladderwort. And we have butterwort. These are the major examples. Yes. So today we're going to talk about symbiotic nutrition, saprophytic nutrition, and carnivorous plants. So in our next class, I'll try to give a recap about what autotrophic nutrition is. So see you in our next class. Good day.